to the Motor City Mama Show. I'm your host, Kara, and today we have two special guests today, Tandreka Keaton and Marcus Woods.
I think we fought a good fight.
The facts are just a lot less dramatic than Miss Beverly would like us to believe.
You're not doing this anymore.
Please.
No, Daddy, no.
Listen.
In fact, we'll keep doing this with you.
There is no line
Just love you.
that Mr. Beverly will
I
not
won't
cross.
for you. You're my everything. Look, I read the reports. But you see, I love you. I'm your world.
Obviously driving our narrative.
From the beginning. It's just from the beginning. You've been
You're not just fighting for you and your kids, but you're fighting for all of us.
He's taken enough away from me.
Thank you so much for coming in today.
Thank you
for the invite.
Thank you for having me.
So I went to a movie premiere called Finding Nicole, and they are both involved in the movie. So Tandreka, tell me about your role in the movie.
So I have two roles associated with the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the attorney's receptionist, so I just like do a pop-up. You'll see me. I have a line and then I'm gone. But my main thing is the producer or associate producer with the movie. So that is my main role with Finding Nicole.
Mm-hmm. So what were some of the creative challenges in portraying such a sensitive subject as domestic violence?
Well, I feel like when you do anything with domestic violence, since it can be so triggering for so many people, you have to be careful with how you present the material.
Mm-hmm.
There's things that are going to be triggering anyway because of the topic,
Right.
but I feel like you need to be sensitive as possible when you do a topic like that. And since it's based on somebody's actual life, I think that also helps with it because Nicole was there,
Right.
and it's her story, so she had some input of how it went. But I mean, it's still it's a hard topic that touches a lot of people, so it's something that has to be done with care, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. So what has the response been from viewers of the movie so far?
So from what I've heard and people that I've known that actually have watched the movie, because I've had people text me like, I watched it, or they let me know that they're watching it. So it's been positive, what I've heard so far. I've heard things that it can help start a conversation about domestic violence. Some people have mentioned that they know people who have been through the situation or maybe them themselves, and it can be, while it can be triggering, it's also something that they think needs to be talked about.
Right.
So I feel like at that aspect of things, that it's been something positive. Although it's just so terrible that it affects so many people throughout this nation.
It's true. 1 in 3 women in America deal with domestic violence every single day.
Mm-hmm.
And 3 women in America die are murdered due to domestic violence every single day in America. So this is a topic that when I heard about the movie and then I saw the movie, I actually watched it 3 times because it is such a sensitive topic and it affects just about everybody you know. And if it's not affecting them, it could be affecting them. They're not going to speak out about it.
Right.
Because it's such a tough topic. Now, your character, you were vocal about you saw something was going on.
Yeah.
And tell me about your character, Officer Griffin.
Officer Griffin. So I like to call him the guy who paid attention. You know what I mean? That who actually heard her without hearing her that much. Because if you watch the film, you'll see that they have very little interaction, but he
knew something was
going on.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, and I actually had a chance to meet the officer that I was portraying at the Michigan premiere, and he was very, very grateful for the way I portrayed him. But yeah, so his character, he paid attention. You know what I mean? He watched what was going on. He saw what was going on, and he wanted to let everybody else, especially in the situation, say, "Hey, I see you. I see that you're the abuser. I see that you're not tricking me." You know what I mean? And I like to think that in playing that type of character, I would hope if I had a loved one, my mom, my sister, my nieces that would stand up and do the same
You
thing.
could see the signs
Yeah,
and,
yeah,
you know,
pay
speak
attention.
up. And so you were the hero of the film, in my eyes, because you saw the signs.
Well,
And,
thank
you know, you were. I mean, because there's a lot of people that turn their backs on it and,
Yeah.
you know, say that's their business. I'm not going to say anything. And because he was a police officer, you know, it's a tricky slope, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
So did this project change the way you thought about the justice system?
It didn't, not really. It didn't really like change it or anything like that. It made me pay attention to like how crucial their job is. Like, you know, to get it right when you need to get it right. You know what I mean? Other than that, but no, I feel like the justice system, everything has its ups and its downs, and it's the little things we need to fix that can help change things. But I just felt like it made me pay a bit more attention to what officers have to go through, like how it is important to get it right when it's time to get it right.
Right. So how do you think your character reflects the reality of how law enforcement handles domestic violence?
I feel like, I feel like it's just about getting it right. It's just about getting it right.
Knowing the signs.
Knowing the signs, see the signs, and the signs are not that quiet either. You know what I mean? Even if they don't say much, if you're paying attention, if you're being a human being and watching another human being, you can see and hear the signs even when they're quiet.
Absolutely. You know? So, did this role challenge any of your personal assumptions about police involvement in abuse cases?
Not so much. I would like to think that the police are doing what they're supposed to do. I would like to think that. You know what I mean? So hopefully, when real police officers watch it and they see things like, maybe it will make them pay attention to the signs. Maybe it will make them say, hey, don't turn away if you've been turning away. But if you haven't been paying attention, pay attention now. You know what I'm saying? So, but no, it didn't really like switch nothing up. Not for me. No.
So tell me about producing the film. How hard it is? Is it to? I produced my own radio show for years, and it was hard. Tell me about that side of the film. How do you do it? You know, find the location, get the funding, and was it difficult?
Well, I will say, like, for my part, I didn't have to do a lot of that. So there were some people that had to do with the location, and then, but I've been a part of other things before. Well, I know with finding locations can be hard, and they're always like sending calls out, like, does anybody know somebody that can, you know, find a location? We need such and such. So that can be difficult. And then securing locations, coming up with the funds to secure actors or locations or what scenes you want to film, and, you know, all those things come in to play as well. And then having the timing, because if you have a certain time limit, I guess, of where you want to film and get things done, those are things to take into consideration.
Right.
And then people's schedules, like the actors and all those kind of things. So, I mean, there's like a lot of moving parts that have to come together when you do a film. So I was a part of some of it, and other people had bigger roles than I did in that whole aspect in the background, but I was aware of what was going on, and I was in the emails, like, to call, like, anybody know locations, and, you know, stuff like that. So I felt like I learned more than I have, because I've been in front of the camera, probably more so than behind the camera. So being in this role for a film was interesting to see, I guess, like, the background of what happens to get things to a finished product and try to get a project sold as well.
Right.
Like, that aspect of it, I don't think I've been where the project's done and then we have to sell it off to somebody, and to see it actually get picked up and then be out to the public has been an interesting process.
It must be exciting, though, to see it
is.
from, like, for all the way through for fruition. So
It is.
It must be really exciting.
I like the process of before, like, trying to fundraise and then get everything together. Now it's like out.
Yeah.
It's like the whole step. And it felt like was it 2022 when I first heard about the movie, like, trying to get it started. So it's been some time, but we're here.
So what attracted you to the movie? Like, when I saw it, I see the message is very important. Is that when you read the script? Is that when you said, I've got to be a part of this?
I will say the topic did draw me to the movie, and that it was actually based on somebody's real life. So those two aspects of it drew me to it. And that I got to see Nicole almost right away. So I could visually see the person that the movie was about. I was like, okay. And then when I found out the content of the movie, and I know it's such a serious and prevalent topic, that I'm like, I think this is going to be helpful for many people when they see it. I feel like it's a good message to have out there, and we can do stuff like this.
Absolutely.
And bring awareness to the topic.
And you guys have been the premieres have been all around the country for the last few weeks. So have you guys been to all the premieres, or are you traveling?
I just went to the Michigan one.
Yeah, and I
That's
saw.
it, yes.
Yeah, I went to two. I went to California, and then I went to Michigan.
It's nice to see that it's out there, that she's touring and she's putting it out there. That's what I'm trying to help do is, get our viewers to watch it, because it's such an important movie. We all need to watch it so we can see the signs of what domestic violence looks like. So tell me about some of the projects that you guys are both working on now. I saw a little bit about your Monologue Mondays.
Yeah.
Which I think is very important. I actually I was thinking about taking some acting classes myself, because I haven't done that since the 90s. So tell me about that. That's inspiring people to want to,
Monologue Mondays I started it really just to, I always wanted to be what I wanted other people to be for me. When I first started acting, you're knocking on doors and sending in your headshot and your resume. Hey, can I just get some information? And people would, and I don't just mean, I mean like all over. You know what I mean? This is not just here in one area. I'm wherever, East, West Coast. I'm trying to get questions answered and things like that. And there's politics and there's things that go into it. They're not just letting you in. They're not just giving you the answer. So I said, if I ever got to a point to where people were watching me, I'm going to give that information freely. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I do with my Monologue Mondays.
You're giving back.
I'm giving back. It does. Nobody pays me to do it. It's just something I do every Monday at 6 p.m.
And you're probably helping a lot of people to,
Yes, the DMs and the messengers and some people the emails saying thank you so much, thank you so much, thank you so much. And it's just to help people. I've seen people get booked on films from getting information.
That's great.
Getting a manager, an agent from just tuning in. So it started off as just me allowing people to come on and do monologues. You know what I mean? And I would critique them if they wanted me to. Then it turned into me just giving out information all the time. So every now and then we get some monologues on there still. People still do it, but people just tune in to get the information. So it's been a blessing. I love it. You got to give back. You have to give back.
Right, absolutely. So what else are you working on?
I have a play coming out June 21st at the Northwest Activity Center in Detroit, Michigan. It is called Call Me Daddy. Don't let the name fool you. But it's a really good movie. Stage play, and I try to do 1 or 2 stage plays a year that's where I started on stage. So just to stay fresh. I feel like you learn acting on stage. That's me personally. So that's June 21st, and it's 2 shows, 3 p.m. and 7 p.m. And so come check me out in that production.
Okay, so what are you working on?
Work, actually. My day job has taken up most of my time. So I feel like lately I haven't really been with auditioning, acting, and those kind of things, because I can't get off work to actually go and actually do them. Right. But later on this year, I'm sure it'll pick back up. But I was talking to somebody from the Chicago area, and they're working on a project that they want me to be a part of. So I'm like, okay, we'll see how that goes. So I mean, later this year, I'm sure I'll be into more stuff. But right now, working is taking up most of my time.
Thank you so much for coming in, and it was a great show. Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.